situation, the agency says it tried to reach the family by phone multiple times, made unannounced visits to their last known address, and contacted law enforcement for help. But those attempts came up empty. An autopsy shows the 4-year-old girl was extremely malnourished and dehydrated, weighing just 24 pounds at the time of her death.
On December the 11th, 2023, Treasure Weavy was declared dead. Treasure was extremely underweight, and her face was sunken in around her eyes and cheekbones. She was extremely malnourished and dehydrated at the time of her death. The father told 12 his kids are not allowed outside and stay in their rooms unless he allows them out. If his kids need something, he will take it to them. Mr. McWeavy said his kids have toys to play with in their room. Due to Treasure's condition, 12 kicked his door. Detectives said the only food they found in the home was expired eggs and expired milk. The kids' rooms were also searched and no clothing were found for any of the 3 children who lived in the apartment. Documents show that cameras were found all throughout the house. Rodney McWeavy was arrested and charged with murder, first-degree child cruelty, second-degree child cruelty, kidnapping, and false imprisonment.
New questions about the death of a 4-year-old girl in Atlanta's Baker Hills neighborhood.
Warrants charging her father with cruelty to children say his actions caused the girl suffering and death. 11 Alive's Grace King joining us now live from Atlanta Police Headquarters with what we have uncovered in the months since. Grace?
The warrants detail the heartbreaking conditions Atlanta police found inside the McWay residence. Aside from expired milk and eggs, authorities say they found no food and no clothes for the 3 children.
In early December, authorities began investigating the death of 4-year-old Treasure McWay. The Georgia Division of Family and Children's Services tells 11 Alive it had prior involvement with the family for allegations of abuse and neglect, but its staff couldn't locate them after the most recent reports.
If you can't find the parent, if you can't find the child, that's sort of a red flag. You've got to go and start looking for that family.
Child welfare consultant and attorney Tom Rawlings says that process is clearly outlined in DFAC's policy. In this situation, the agency says it tried to reach the family by phone multiple times, made unannounced visits to their last known address, and contacted law enforcement for help. But those attempts came up empty. An autopsy shows the 4-year-old girl was extremely malnourished and dehydrated, weighing just 24 pounds at the time of her death.
The danger, of course, is that if you get a report that a child is being abused or neglected and you can't find that child, that may really be a situation that could be dangerous for the child and the family.
Rawlings says it's important to look closely at tragedies like this one and determine whether policy changes could prevent another one.
I think we need to find a way to do more to make sure that we are looking for that family, finding that family, establishing contact, and ensuring that we are assessing whether the child is truly in danger.
And DFAC tells me the last time it was able to make contact with this family was June 26th. The agency is still investigating internally.
So, this Rodney guy, he said his kids are not allowed outside and stay in their rooms 24/7. How do you raise kids like that? That's not how you're supposed to raise kids, okay? And there's several books and other videos that you can search that will teach you or help you learn how to raise kids. You don't have to guess these things. There's books and learning materials, videos that you can look at that can teach you or help you with how to raise your kids, okay? Now, what? He said if his kids need something, he will take it to them. That's what I said. If you want to, you can learn a lot about kids by watching YouTube videos, all right? If it's something if you don't understand, just watch a video on it, because the things that this guy was doing, if you were taking stuff to them, how come your daughter starved to death? Okay? If people knew she was in there starving, someone would have took something to her. But you wouldn't, but you told 12, well, my daughter needs something, I'll take it to her. Evidently you don't, all right? If your your kids need something, you wasn't taking it to them, bro. You was taking it to the trap house. Let's be real, all right? Anytime you get some money, it was going to the trap man, okay? Because that's the only other place that somebody's gonna just throw all their money to while their kids starve to death, all right? So all this guy cared about was the trap house, you know, trying to get high. So it was something wrong with this guy, all right? He was strung out on something, maybe fake perks or whatever he was on that had him acting like this. Now, he said he had toys that they could play with in their room. What is toys, objects that don't move, that's laying in your kid's room, have to do with them being raised correctly? They need parents, you know, that move, talk, walk, not inanimate objects that don't move. What is that gonna do? You telling 12 your kids got toys, that your kids starving to death, bro. You broke. Everybody know you broke. 12 come in, your house smell like you broke. You look like you broke. Then you got these kids in here and you won't even feed them right. It just doesn't make any sense, you know. It just doesn't make any sense, all right? Now, when the 12 seen the condition of your daughter, they said, we gotta kick a dough, okay? They immediately got a warrant to kick your dough, all right? They went in your house, they kicked your dough. They wasn't searching for money or anything of valuables. They want to know what the hell is going on, okay? What's in his refrigerator? Okay? They kicked the dough, went to your refrigerator. What did they find? 2 things in your refrigerator: expired milk and expired eggs. Nothing else. Okay? This Rodney guy, it was something wrong with him. And to think some woman thought this guy was good enough to be a father, it just doesn't make any sense. Spoiled eggs and spoiled milk were the only things in the house. And I know for a fact, several places around Georgia or Atlanta, they give away boxes of food and they give you stuff. They will give you stuff to eat. If you told somebody, yo, I got kids, they need stuff, people will give you stuff to eat. There's services and places that'll do that, okay? It's things called food stamps, all kind of stuff you could have did besides just having expired eggs and expired milk in the ice box, okay? I'm not even gonna call it refrigerator. That was an ice box. He didn't have nothing but expired milk and expired eggs in that ice box, okay? And it's shocking, okay? So, and you know it was stinking because spoiled eggs and spoiled milk, that's some stinky stuff. So that's why I said, when 12 kicked in, they was like, oh man, we could smell the poverty. We could smell the neglect. It stinks, okay? It smelled like expired eggs and expired milk. And the guy, Rodney, he was probably eating and drinking those expired milk and eggs, because he didn't throw them away. So somebody planned on eating and drinking that. Wasn't in the trash. Okay, now, the kids, they had no clothes. Just whatever they had on, that's it. No outfits, no change of clothes, no change of socks, no change of underwear, no change of anything, all right? Whatever the kids had on, that's all they had. They had closets, they were empty. No clothes in the house. So, and I know people give out clothes to kids so kids will have something. There were no clothes in this house, all right, for the kids. No clothes. I never heard of nothing like this. Kids with no clothes, no food, that don't go out of the house. This guy got cameras in the house. How can you afford cameras all throughout the house and your kids don't have clothes, nothing to drink, nothing to eat? It's just messed up. And I'm willing to bet more than likely it wasn't a Bible or anything else in that house, because it's just, when you're living like that, it's just, that's not how people should live, and that's not how those kids should live, and that his daughter shouldn't have died or been starved to death because her daddy was just dusty and broke. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm out of here.